live again. To be backed and supported. You have to look at the support. You have two types of support. Real and fake. The fake is going to support you until you are no longer relevant or necessary for them. And then they're going to deplete you and send you left. To be truly supported by a group or individual is, it doesn't matter where you land. They're going to support you anyway, because there's a real either financial, mental, emotional, creative kind of transaction. There's a lot of fake people out here that will be fully supported and they will be dropped. It's just that simple. There's a lot of fake people. When when you have to attach to a thing that's not really valid, you're not valid. I don't know how to explain that, but it's just that simple. It's just that simple. Now, there's a lot of things that I learned during my time of being raised up. Now, it didn't seem like lessons, but they were lessons. They were valid, and they were timeless. A lot of people that deal with competition, they don't deal with timeless energy, so they do not count. A lot of people would deal with hate and blockage or blocking. You do not deal with timeless energy, so you do not count. A lot of people that can be bought, purchased. Again, like I said previously, your mind, your belief system, your way of seeing reality, if it can be purchased, you are not timeless. The person that, can implement the purchase, they're timeless. Now, this brings me back to the north, east, west, south reading that I'm going to do in a minute. Your experiences, they are your experiences. They're not other people's experiences. You're here to experience. The man or woman that passes judgment upon those experiences, you are nothing. Because if you were aware, then you will understand that everybody's here for their own experience. It's really just that simple. When a system can put us in place that makes us judge or define one based upon their experiences, they are no longer valid. Whether they related to you, indirectly related to you or not, you're no longer valid. It's really just that simple. It's not hard. You can't judge me, pass judgment on me, or say anything about me, because in your reality, those same glitches appear. They may appear a little bit more slightly different, but they appear. So therefore, you cannot judge me. You can't say nothing about me. You can't talk about me. You can't make me feel no type of way. You can't make me feel out of place. You can't make me feel isolated. You can't do any of that in real life. This is things that I learned from my elders that may not have been applied to others. This is the thing that makes life really super tricky, right? I could not be related to you. You can be my elder. I can learn everything about the world from you, and the people that's attached to you learn nothing. How does that work? It makes no sense, but it happens. Wealth, health, prosperity, that doesn't just land in, you know, the realm of respect. You respect the people that fed you. You respect the people that raised you. You respect the people that provided you the knowledge to exist. That is a parent. That is an elder. And this is why I always say that people can have children. You can reproduce all day. But that doesn't make you a parent. A parent is going to give you the information and knowledge necessary to exist. Now, what I have personally experienced is a resistance towards it, which always kind of, you know, it's boggling the living hell out of me. It boggles me. It makes me really think. Why? How come? How could this vibration even exist on the actual planet? I had a lot of people try to play with me within the last 2 or 3 years, and you're not playing with me, you're playing with yourself. People have to understand that. There's a lot of things in reality that I do not respect, so I detach from them. It's not because I don't care. It's because I don't respect it, so I detach from it. You know, a lot of people, there's indirect and then there is direct. I was taught to respect the direct. All this indirect is null and void, and it does not matter. It holds no weight in my reality. And people should think like that, because these indirects, if you're indirect, you have no power. You have no stability in my reality. Now, right now, I can go through all the things that I go through, but you're still not more wealthy than me. You're still not more wealthy than my children. And you're still not going to be more wealthy than their children. Pound NBT Sky. Is it about money? It's not about money. It's about the way that we think. The way that we perceive wealth. The way that we perceive health. Long life, and so on and so forth. This is called knowledge. These are the type of knowledges that was passed on to me that trump all that other shit. So, do I feel intimidated? No, I don't. All of y'all could click up against me right now, and I could care less. Because knowledge and information always trumps that. And that's natural. That's a natural rule that stays in place, and it's not going to come out of place, regardless of how we feel, think, or see. Now, I've had experiences in my reality. Now, they could be put in place to spook me out. They could be in place for warning. They could be in place for me to identify the fake and the phony. You cannot even attach to my chakras. You cannot attach to my vibration. You can't attach to my way of thinking, because you don't think like me. Because you have to destroy thyself in order to raise up. So therefore you are no longer valid. And so I don't have to even entertain you. You have to think about that. So I'm going to say it again. You have to destroy thyself in order to raise up. So how are you valid? I don't care how much money you got, how great you look. And now, there's people out here that's going to say, oh, you're only saying that because you're lacking. No, I'm saying that because that's a fact. That's a fact. When I can see a bow-legged individual, a straight-legged individual, a plump individual, and understand blood cells, then I understand that we are not valid completely. Now, I'm saying this because it's Team E5 for me. That's not going to change. Am I scared to tap into other books? No, I'm not. I don't fear tapping into other books. I respect all the great books. But if I could see a bow-legged individual, a straight-legged individual, a plump individual, I could see how we look when we raise our hands and find blood cells, then we have a problem. And I can prove it. I can prove it. I'm going to show you. Right now, if you look at me, and I got on baggy pants, so I'm going to just put it together. Let me see if I can put it together for you. Let me see if I can kind of put it together for you. This is me, right? I put my legs together. I got on all black, though. I'm bow-legged. Straight. Now go check for blood cells. If I throw my hands up, go check for blood cells. And I got on all black. So I'll move up so you can see. That's me right there. That's the lower half of me. Now go check for blood cells. Now if I throw my hands up like this, go check for blood cells. It's people like us that they don't like. It's people like us that they don't understand. It's people like us that they try to experiment on. I'm not even making it up. I can show you actual blood cells and then show you different natural builds of human beings, and you're going to see that they exist. These are the things that humble me. Your money don't humble me. Your car don't humble me. Your hair don't humble me. None of that humbles me. This is the thing that makes me humble. It makes me real. Real is that I'm going to tell you that, I'm in this environment, I'm not supposed to be in this environment. I'm going to, humble comes with truth. And most people fear it. So I'm going to tell y'all a story and a little bit of research. I don't know if I told you the story in a little bit of research. Hey, Keita G. But I'm going to tell you. I haven't really been online. In all actuality, I haven't. Sky hasn't been online. No aspect of me has really been online. But this is real. If you can make an individual that'll knock an individual off of the planet understand that your ancestor is real, spirituality is real, vibration is real, it's never still, then you have done your job. Let's go into Islam. Let's go into Christianity. Let's go into these things. What are they discussing? Let's go into Ifa. Let's go into Santeria. Let's go into Hoodoo. Let's go into Voodoo. Let's go into Buddha. What are they telling you? The overall discussion is that no man in the physical flesh can pass judgment or feel no type of way. Why? Because every individual, first and foremost, every individual born into reality, born into the physical reality, they are here to experience their own experience. Most importantly, the forefathers determine that. So there are people that say, oh, we are born in sin. You're born in sin because you would like for your child, your offspring, to suffer the repercussions of your previous bullshit. Period. I say that my children are not born in sin because they are not responsible for my previous bullshit in real life. People have to think like that. It's a mind thing. If I tell myself that my children is born into sin, when I give birth to my children, they are born into sin. If I tell my children if I tell my mind that my children are born pure, they are born pure. You have to think about that. You're not responsible for my sin. You're not responsible for my failures. You're not responsible for my choices. People do not think like that. And that's the shit that boggles me. And this is without bone throws, without tarot cards. People have to think. This is how you get locked into an ongoing cycle of passing things on to the next generation, right? How could your child be born in sin if you stated that your child is not? Your child is pure. Your child has not experienced sin. Because in all reality, how could your child experience sin? Even if there's those who believe in reincarnation. Consciously, I'm not about to reincarnate you into sin. If I believe in incarnation, then I'm going to reincarnate you and believe that you are pure and give you a fresh start. That's love. Motherly and fatherly love. I'm not perfect. I have my fails. I have my flaws. All of that. But when I gave birth to my children, they was born pure. It's a mindset. It's a thought thing. It's a thinking thing. Even during the 9 months of carrying them, the mindset was they are pure and not born in sin. You're not born in my sin. If I sinned in my reality, in my life, they ain't got nothing to do with you until you become conscious. That's consciously disconnecting my poor choices or my wrong choices from my children so that my children can be great. People don't think about this. It's levels to the madness. If I knock you off tomorrow and give birth in 9 months, I'm not going to say that my son or my daughter is born in sin. I'm going to say that you're born pure because you had nothing to do with that in real life. And then I'm going to hold and take accountability and responsibility for my choices. That's a real parent. That's a real parent. In real life. In a duality, though, there are children that are born to parents that end up having an advanced mind. We don't attack the advanced mind. We kind of stabilize the advanced mind, but I'm not gonna attack the advanced mind. I don't want the advanced mind to not advance. That doesn't make sense. Because if I'm no longer here, my existence is still here, and so I need him to advance. I need her to advance. This is what people don't think about, and this is why I don't, there's a lot of things that I do not respect. People try to attach this thing to finances, money, nah. The pyramid been twisted. The pyramid been twisted. It been twaddled. And this goes all the way back to my humble beginnings. I never claimed a religion until I was conscious. I couldn't even buy a pair of Jordans without listening to individuals yell and scream and holler about being conscious. Consciousness is a powerful thing, and it manifests in all systems. And when we realize that it manifests in all systems, there's nothing to fuss about. It manifests in witchcraft. It manifests in voodoo. It manifests in hoodoo. It manifests in Ifa. It manifests in Santeria. And it manifests in Ifa. It manifests in Islam. It manifests in Christianity. And so on and so forth. It manifests there, so we shall not pass judgment. It manifests there. Now, People speak of Christ. People speak of, you know, Allah. People speak of Alodumare. People speak of these things. Even in the Hindu systems, right? You go into all of these systems, and they're a discussion of the same thing. Is a vibration thing. That's what this is a discussion of. What y'all watched in Random Thoughts was a drop in vibration to raise back up, to let you know that it is possible. Did Christ consciousness do that over and over and over again? So let's speak of Noah. Let's speak of Noah. Let's speak of Oshun. You know, let's speak of, you know, the marriage that took place in Islam. Let's speak of it. We can speak of all these. We can speak of all of these systems. They are some of my favorite stories. Let's start in Christianity. In Christianity, there's this elevation that takes place. It's consciousness. It's not only physical. It's consciousness. Let's speak of how that took place. You got the Virgin Mary. You got Christ. You got the quote unquote, you know, whore in Christianity. You have all these things. When you get into Ifa, you speak of Oshun. That's a feminine energy that literally had to fly against everything, tear herself up to get to Alodumare. Let's speak of that. Let's speak of, you know, a discussion in Islam. In Islam, you know, there was a marriage that took place. What was that marriage about? Was that a physical marriage? Was it a spiritual marriage? Or was it a conversation to make people think? What happened? There was a transition or a combination of individuals that brought on another group of individuals, but the woman still had to climb up the mountain to make sure he ate. Meanwhile, back in the ranch, in witchcraft is a discussion of a combination of energy, pure energy. Now, right now, 2024, 2023, when we look these things up, you really have to question the information. This is why I'm pretty upset. Let's talk about Scientology. A lot of people that had money and wealth, they pushed the concept of Scientology. So I decided I was going to look it up. Way back when I said I'm going to look it up. Now, meanwhile, when Scientology pops out in Harlem, I'm concerned because what are you doing? If people really do the research on Scientology, you got an individual on one side of the table and then yourself on the other side on the other side. I'm going to demonstrate. And this is why I don't fuck with it. Excuse my language, right? And I got you in a metal pot because Ogun said so. You have you on one side of the table, and no, you have the individual right on the other side of the table asking you a bunch of questions. You're telling the actual truth, right? They got you attached to a machine and you're holding on to these things right here, and they're telling you that you're a liar. Why? It's a manipulation of the subconscious mind. If I can get you to second guess your subconscious mind, then I have power over you. Period. You will never see NBT Sky. You will never see NBT Sky walk into that institution. Because you sat there and tried to convince me that my subconscious mind wasn't valid. That's one. That's Scientology. Now, if we get into the Egyptian aspects, They have always been there. There's things that's going on or that has taken place that can still not be explained, and it's 2024. They have whole ovulus that they still cannot pick up with their today's machinery. So therefore, we're gonna knock that off. In Christianity, we have Christ. Everybody acknowledges Christ, but they do not acknowledge the two other individuals that were sitting on the cross and why they were there. They do not understand that this is a matter of planets, the solar system, and how it rotates. So therefore, that's dismissed because it's not being taught right. They tell you that to understand that is sin, but in the beginning, it tells you that this is here for signs and symbols and seasons. So therefore, one has to look at what seasons mean. Is seasons just the 4 seasons? Or is season... When you understand that the 4 seasons hold vibration in a particular energy, a particular weather type, then you understand that 4 seasons actually control the physical body. How do you know? Easy. I'm going to use myself as an example. When winter comes about, I don't want to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't want to go out. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not kicking it. I'm not even trying to go to the club because it's way too cold. This is the natural being. I'm not trying to do that. Summer come, I kick up, and I barely eat. I eat all winter. I can eat anything I want all winter. But in the summertime, I'm not even beat to eat. I eat off the sun in real life. And people don't believe that is so, but I eat off the sun. The sun fulfills me. I don't have to eat all day. People are not understanding. They think, oh, I'm just hot, so I don't want to eat. No, you're not. There's no need for you to eat because the sun is literally feeding you. People do not understand this. Now, there was a time in my life, all by my lonesome. I was somewhere playing basketball. This was in Harlem, not in St. Nick, but in between the east and the west side. I was playing basketball. I was supposed to be at summer camp, but I was playing basketball somewhere in the projects. This is real facts. And when the 21 was over, I was sitting under the flag and I was looking up at the sun and I said, yo, this is the actual time that I'm going to remember. This is the moment in time that I realized that you can timestamp information, memory, thought, feeling, emotion with the sun and kick back. Hey, Moonbrat. These are things that people say is artificial. It's not real. Vibration is real. Sound is real. There's no such thing as death because there's no such thing as a still in vibration. Even this thing right here is moving. If I sit it right now, sit it down right now, it's still, there's some form of motion. Period. If I leave this here for 1 billion years or 1 million years, it's going to move over there. It's just that simple. So anyway, during further research, I was looking at time and space and Christianity and all these other systems. And I'm going to show y'all. I said, yo, what is 1 million years in comparison to the planets? We are concerned with food, shelter, home, stability, and family. Those are the things that we are concerned with. Meanwhile, there's a tapping that takes place with the hierarchy, where they understand that this is what you're concerned with, but we understand that there's a vibration, there's technology, there's information that moves these things or can move these things because we're not understanding. If I have an iPhone and the iPhone is physical, then there's a system in place that says, hey, there's an iPhone and it's a freaking, it looks like a dot. And it still has all the same functions plus more. Right? These are things that we have to not sleep on. Where does this technology come from and how do we get it? How do we access it? How do we know that it's valid? And how do we know that it's being used properly in conjunction, right? In conjunction with the physical being. This is the problem. I can heal you with my technology, but it's at a cost. So therefore, it's no longer valid, and it's no longer fair, and it's no longer for humanity. You can heal me with this technology. You have to do it because you want all humanity to be great, to raise a vibration. There are systems and vibrations in place, like I said prior, that's not going to allow us to tap into higher technology until we decide that we're doing it for the uplift of all of humanity. This brings us back to the tower. Since people want to be biblical, let's talk about the tower. Everybody built the tower and ended up confounded in different languages. Why? Was it really a discussion of not allowing us to be able to communicate with each other? Or was it a discussion of, y'all don't want to act right, we're confounding languages to keep y'all from working together? Why would one want to keep us from working together? You have posts going up, and I'm not saying that this is facts. This could all be theory and BS. Elon Musk says, oh, I got 3 rockets out here and I can't really get them off Earth. Why you can't get them off Earth? How that work? Why you can't get them off Earth, but you practically own Twitter, but you cannot get them off Earth? Why can't you get them off Earth? I literally read an article that said the first black individual and another individual is going to Earth to the moon, when I know that they already did that. Does that make sense? It does not make sense. We have to think. We have to think. We have a whole bunch of celebrities making music and we don't even pay attention because the videos are all recaps of old videos. You don't see no new videos. So where the fuck are they? I'm just saying, I'm still on Earth, so I'm not filing a complaint. I'm just literally not filing a complaint. Let's go into Noah real quick. The Ark. What is the Ark? Is the Ark a physical thing only, or is it a discussion of duality? He literally collected 2 of everything, and it was always masculine and feminine. We come here with a masculine and feminine energy, whether you like it or not. Right, and critical thinking is everything in all spiritual systems. Whether it's tarot card reading, bone throwing, 16 coral shells, Ifa, Santeria, Hoodoo, Voodoo, so on. Critical thinking is necessary. These systems was put in place to trigger critical thinking at particular times when critical thinking is being downplayed. Period. If we all sound alike, all look alike, all talk alike, then how could the creator be a creator? And this is what people are not thinking about. If we all run around looking alike, talking alike, sounding alike, thinking alike, hair alike, body alike, clothes alike, thoughts alike, music alike, art alike, then how in the hell is the creator creating? Exactly. The creator is put in place to create a variety. Once that has been dispelled or dismissed, then now you're saying the creator don't have power. Individuality is connected to the creator. The creator does not give 2 goddams about our existence. The creator is here so that we can come down here, we can create, we can manifest. The creator actually learns from that. That information is returned to the actual creator. And so on and so forth. People are not understanding. And I'm going to say that again. We're all different for a reason. Once the creator, the thing that we can't see, smell, taste, or touch, once that has come to a place where all is the same, The creator is like, I have no use for you. All of you, your hair is the same, your genetics the same, your skin's the same, your smells the same, your smells the same, your vibrations the same, your sounds the same, your thoughts is the same, your stance is the same, your beliefs is the same. So therefore, what use does the all have? Think about that. What use does the all have? We are here, we create, we build, we learn, we become, and the all learns from that and vice versa. But once we all become the same exact thing, the all has no use for us. And this is why difference is important. Difference is important. It's important that I wear yellow today and that he wants to wear red today. That's important. It creates a difference. Once we have decided that we are all exactly the same, the all has no use for us. The all can no longer learn. The all can no longer capture difference. And so therefore existence is cleared out and we have to start again. And this is what people have to think about. This is dangerous. The all knows that it's dangerous, but we as physical beings do not know that it's different. And I'm using the Bible only because it's common to the majority. Right? Noah, he got the information. So he said, you know, I'm about to grab to it everything. I'm grabbing to it everything. Why is the lights on my vehicular unit? I'm grabbing to it everything. It's necessary. While everybody else was chilling, kicking it, partying, dancing, twerking, drinking, doing what they wanted to do, right? They was doing that. But Noah said, nah, I'm about to kick it by myself, and I'm about to build this ark. I'm about to put to it everything over here, and I'm about to float off into the sunset. Why? Was that just genetic? Was that a genetic conversation? Why would he need two of everything? Why would he need two? Why? Why? And take a masculine and feminine energy to create a masculine or feminine energy, right? Why he needed two of everything? And I'm just using that as an example because it's common to the majority. But if we go into these other systems, I'm just saying. And so it's people like me who think like me that they try to stick into a position where we can't grow, we can't flourish, we can't be great, we can't do none of that. And it never works. And this is why in previous videos I said, you know, artificial intelligence, algorithm, you won't trump. You're not going to trump or come above natural intelligence. It's levels to it. It's levels to it. It can't be challenged. Okay. It can't be challenged. It has to be respected. And so this is why, you know, I don't really do no debates. I don't debate. I learned a lot from the conscious community, so I don't debate. I learned a lot from the spiritual community, so I don't debate. I learned a lot from my uncle. I don't debate. I learned a lot from my aunt, so I don't debate. I learned a lot from a lot of individuals. I learned a lot from my godparents, my actual godparents, and then spiritual godparents. I learned a lot from them, so I don't do too much debating. And in that, what I learned is that there's always this great fall that takes place. Now, there's people that will do wicked to get out the great fall, and there's people that's going to chill and enjoy the great fall and learn and build from the great fall. I'm one of those who choose to just, you know, build from the great fall because it's a safer route. It's a safer route. And this is why, you know, in a previous video, I kind of discussed, you know, how we don't die right. We don't die right. We don't think right. We don't eat right. We don't see right. And I'm even guilty of it. So therefore, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm holier than thou. No, I'm not holier than thou. Y'all all sit around here talking about y'all gonna do this. You're gonna do this. You're doing this to each other. You're doing this. And then you go into 6 feet of dirt and then you rot when there's a whole culture that don't touch 6 feet of dirt. They do not rot. They do not stink. They do not deteriorate during death. So these are the things that made me wonder and made me have to really look at the concept of money and the physical reality a little bit different. And how I visualize the physical reality in real life. The thing that's tricky is passing on this understanding to your own children when they in a particular vibration and reality in time and space. It's not that easy. Yeah, you could say, oh yeah, I eat vegetables, I'm only a vegan, I don't eat chicken, I don't eat beef, I don't eat turkey. It doesn't matter, because then what else do you do? If you somebody that say, oh well, I don't eat chicken, I don't eat turkey, I don't eat, but you pass judgment on something, you automatically lose your opportunity. So these are the things that I learned, and even in my reality, it happens, and it's not that simple. I'm not even about to sit here and hold you, and that's why I still team E5 for me no matter what. Period. The thing that is interesting, the difference between these systems and E5. They say, oh well, there's even music that speaks of it. They lie to you straight from the pulpit. You dumping money. Why would he say that? Because they're not putting in no physical work to actually change vibration. Whether he's aware of it when he said it in his verse or not. Shout out to KG. You're not putting in no physical work. The physical work is not only on the physical body. The physical work is what work did you put in on the actual earth. Right? Did you honor the water? Did you honor the air? Did you honor the dirt? Did you honor the ocean? Did you actually honor these places? Did you what did I say? The sea? Look, that's how bad they don't even want me to tell you the facts. The rivers? Did you honor the salt waters? Did you honor the fresh waters? Did you honor the air? Did you honor the dirt? Did you honor... That's why he said it, whether he knew it or not. And this is why a lot of these preachers and so on and so forth don't deserve to get paid, because you sitting there yelling and bullshitting and passing on the book and the word all wrong, but you're not physically putting in no work. You're not putting in no love to the animals, the water, the salt waters, the fresh waters, the dark waters, the air. None of that. So how you valid? Even Christ consciousness understood that. That's what he was discussing. He was discussing that so that you could be a great seer. Even in Islam, it was great seeing. The difference between the two, a slight difference, and this is only one of the differences, is that, you got one group yelling, screaming, hollering, blah, 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 blah. But you're not going to tell the truth. In Islam, the discussion was the building of the body and the way that we eat and the way that we think and the way that we interact. And Ifa is all of the above. Santeria is supposed to be the same. And witchcraft is a discussion of dealing with the elements and understanding the power of the elements and understanding how the elements affect the physical reality and the physical body. And so on and so forth. And Hudon is a discussion of the power of the mind, where one can be moved spiritually between one aspect of themselves to another. And voodoo is very similar to Santeria and Ifa. You're dealing with the Aloha. Santeria, you're dealing with the Orisha. Ifa, you're dealing with the Orisha, just different cultures. One, more Dominicanish, Dominican Republican, and one more African, but still adopted the same, blah, 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 right? And then you got Christianity that was handed to a particular individuals on a particular land that belong to them. But technically, you know, you are even of a different system, more Indianish, American Indianish, and that even gets confused between Indian, American Indian, Indian, because they deal with, you know, they deal with Cali and stuff like that, where as the American Indian, they really dealing with the turf, right? They dealing with the land, they deal with the air, they deal with the water. The sound vibration is different. All of our cultures have a purpose and a vibration on the actual planet. There's a few of us, or a cluster of us, that's able to move and maneuver through all of these systems that have a clear understanding, and so they should be respected, whether they're young or not. Period. Whether they're young or not. And in that, there's fear. And that fear is bestowed upon us to prevent us from rising up and being able to control and think freely. It's just that simple. And so you're gonna see great minds, great creators, great artists, great musicians that's gonna take, you know, take falls. Whether they right or wrong, these are their choices, but they're gonna take falls. The falls are literally temporary. They are temporary falls. The choices within them falls determine whether they're temporary or permanent or not. And that's what people have to understand. If I take a fall right now today, right? My choice determines whether it's temporary or permanent. What determines temporary or permanent? Temporary is if I'm going to identify the fall, then go do the inner search to figure out why the fall even existed, to make the correction so that I can bounce back up. Or it's going to be a permanent fall where it's everybody else's fault and not your fault, and then you're going to just fall and stay down there because ain't nobody going for that. It's just that simple. When the universe is in favor of you, because in all actuality you in the right and they in the wrong, then the universe is going to put a foundation in place, whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, whether it's in the same time and space or not, that's going to bring you right back up. That's the difference in the fall. People who respect the universe and understand that the universe will always protect them and keep them safe, they gonna be willing to take the fall, knowing that the universe gonna bounce them right back up. Anybody else other than that, they scared. You scared. There's fear involved. You're scared of the fall because you don't trust the universe. You don't trust the all. You don't trust your intuition. You don't trust the subconscious. You don't trust the fall at all. Now, they usually say the object is not the fall. No, that just depends on your place in reality. You might have the up all this time and have to take the little teeny tiny fall. And most people are going to see it as a catastrophe and so on and so forth. It's not a catastrophe. It's a fall. And you have to trust the universe, that the universe has put things, people, place, and things in place to cushion you so that you can bounce right back up. This is what we have to think about. But anyways, NBT Sky, you already know what time it is. And I will talk to you later. Deuces.